Hello everyone. Today we'll be going through IGCSE Cambridge Mathematics Paper 4 Extended 058042 October November 2014. Let us move to the question number 1. Question number 1 says A part. Alfonso has $75 to spend on the internet. He spends some of the money on music, films, and books. The money he spends on music, films, and books is in the ratio music, films, and books 5:3:7. He spends $16.50 on music. So on music, this is the amount 16.50. Calculate the total amount he spends on music, films, and books. So we will be checking for the sum of ratios, and we can write sum of ratios. Ratios will be equal to 5 plus 3 plus 7, and this will be 10 plus 5 15. So sum of ratios is 15. Now 5 over 15, 5 is for the music, so 5 over total, and 5 over 15 of x value is 16.50. This is how we will form the equation, and we will find the value of x. So we can shift 5 over 15 to other side, and that will be 16.50 multiplied by 15 over 5, and this one we can solve with the help of calculator. So it will be 16.50 and multiplied by 15 divided by 5, and we will get 49.5 will be our answer, and this was 3 marks part which we are done. Then second part, find this total amount as the percentage of $75. So percentage we need to calculate $49.5, which we calculated over here. This is like percentage of 75. So 75 multiplied by 100 for percentage, and this will be equal to 49.5 divided by 75, and will be multiplied by 100, and this will be equal to 66%. So 66% we can write properly, 66%, and 66%, this is 1 mark question which we are done. B part, it says the download times for music, films, and books are in the ratio. This is the ratio 291. The total download time is 3 hours and 33 minutes. Calculate the download time for the films. Give your answer in hours, minutes, and seconds. So this is basically for the film. If we check, film is in second in sequence, so it will be 9, and sum of ratios we can write here. Sum of ratios will be equal to 2 plus 9 plus 1, so 10 plus 1 will 2 will be 12. So this is sum of ratios is 12. Now 9 is ratio for film, so we can write 9 over 12 of the time, which is 3 hours and 33 minutes, which is the total time. So we can write 3 hours and 33 minutes, and this will be equal to what? We can use the calculator for that one, and it will be 9 divided by 12, and we can multiply this with 3 hours and 33 minutes, and this will be equal to 2 hours 39 minutes and 45 seconds. So we can write 2 hours 39 minutes and 45 seconds. So 2, 39 and 45. So our answer will be 2 hours 39 minutes and 45 seconds will be this one. Now one thing, this is 3 mark question. So if you want to provide additional working, this time you can convert into fraction, like we can say 3 hours 33 minutes, and this will be equal to what? This will be, if you press decimal, this will be equal to 71 by 20, or decimal value will be 3.55. So what you can do, the alternate, if we can write 9 or 12 multiply by 3.55, and this will be equal to, we can multiply this with 9 divided by 12, and this will be equal to 2 hour 39 minute 45 second. And the decimal value you can write 2.6625, and which is equal to, you can press time button and you will get 2 hours 39 minutes, 2 hours 39 minutes and 45 seconds. So this alternate is also I'm providing you if you are psychologically satisfied by these decimal values, or you want to provide additional working, you can provide this step by the decimal value so that you can make 100% sure that everything is perfectly done. Now the C part, the cost of $16.50 for the music was a reduction of 12% on the original cost. So calculate the original cost. Again, this is reverse percentage question, and this is 3 marks part. So this is very simple. You can just calculate the reverse percentage, which is 12% reduction. So 100 minus 12 divided by 100. So this is how we are reducing the original price, which we don't know. So we can multiply this with x, and this is equal to 16.50. Now we will make x as subject. So x will be equal to what? X will be equal to 16.50, and when you will shift this to other side, so denominator will change to numerator and numerator will change to denominator, and this will be like this. And now we can just write the answer. So x will be equal to, we can calculate this, so it will be 16.50 multiplied by 100 and divided by, this will be 100 minus 12, and this will be equal to 18.75. So 18.75 was the original price, which is in dollars. So 18.75, 3 marks part, which we have done. Hopefully you understood each and everything. Now this is question number 2, and the question number 2 says solve the inequality. This is the inequality which is given. So we can open the bracket first. So it will be 7x minus 5 is greater than 6 minus 15x, and further we can shift this 15x to the other side, and this will be 7x plus 15x is greater than 6 plus 5. So it will be 22, x is greater than 11. So x is greater than 11 over 22, which is basically we can write x is greater than 1 by 2. So this will be our answer, x is greater than 1 by 2. This is 3 marks question which we are done. Now bi factorize completely. We'll have to take maximum common, and what we can do, we can make pairs. Basically from first pair we can make one pair, this one, and second pair, this one. So from first pair we can take q common, and inside will be p minus 2, and from the second pair we can take minus 4 common. So inside will be basically inside will be 2 minus p, but we require p minus 2. So what we will do, we will change sign of this one, we'll take one more minus common, so it will be 4 plus 4, and inside will be p minus 2. Or directly what you can do, you can take plus 4 common over here and you will get p minus 2. So no need to write this step. So directly what we are doing, we are taking plus 4 common over here to avoid any additional complication. So this will be p minus 2 and this will be q plus 4, and this will be your complete perfect answer for 2 marks. So q plus 4 and this is for 2 marks. Now the second part, factorize. We have to factorize this, and for this one what we can do, we can rewrite it as 3p whole square, and 25 can be written as 5 squared. And now we know the formula, which is a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b into a minus b, and this formula we can apply over here, and this will be a squared means 3p, basically a plus b, so a 3p plus 5, and this will be 3p minus 5, and this will be your final answer. We can write over here 3p plus 5 into 3p minus 5, and this is 1 mark part which we are done with. Now solve this equation by factorizing, and this is the factorizing equation which we have to factorize. Now what we can take help from the calculator, mod 5 3. This is how we are solving the quadratic equations. Coefficient of x square is 5 and coefficient of x is 1, and minus 18 is the constant, and this is equal to 9 by 5 and minus 2. So we got values 9 by 5 and minus 2. These are the two values which we got by the help of calculator, this one and this one. So first of all we will change sign, and this will be minus and this will be plus, and we will be using this value minus 9 over 5, and we will write the basically factor, which is 5 we will add with the x, so 5x, and minus 9, this will be one factor, and the second, by using this, it will be x plus 2. And to provide the intermediate step, what we will write 5x, and this whole term we will provide in brackets x plus 2, and then minus 9, this one we can write here, and again this one will be x plus 2, and this will be intermediate step. And now this is equal to 0. Basically it is algebraic equation, so we can write equal to 0. This implies what? 5x minus 9 is equal to 0, or x plus 2 is equal to 0. So this implies x is equal to 9 by 5, and this implies x is equal to minus 2. So 9 by 5 and minus 2 will be our answer for 3 marks part. And 9 by 5 you can basically change into mixed fraction also, or decimal value. So if you want to change, this will be 9 divided by 5 will be equal to this one, and mixed number you can use calculator, 1 whole 4 by 5. This can be answer, or 9 by 5 you can write. So I will write in mixed fraction like this one. Hopefully you understood each and everything. Now we can move to the question number 3. Question number 3 says the time t seconds taken for each of 50 chefs to cook an omelette is recorded. A part, write down the model time interval. Model time interval is the maximum frequency is in this case, so this will be your model class. So we can provide over here 35 is less than t is less than equal to 40. This will be model class. Just you'll have to mention, this is 1 mark. And then they are saying calculate for B part, calculate an estimate of the mean time, show all your working. And for mean time, what we have to do, we have to take the mid value of the class. So mid value will be what? 20 plus 25. So this is how we are finding the mid. 20 plus 25, and this will be divided by 2, and this will be the middle value 22.5. So we can write here 22.5. Similarly, we can find the middle values of 25 and 30. It will be 27.5. By the help of calculator you can solve, and this will be 32.5. Similarly, middle value of 35 and 40 will be 37.5, and middle value of 40 and 45 will be 42.5. Similarly, for 45 and 50 will be 47.5. These are the middle values. Now, what the process we will be doing will be, we have formula which is basically sigma fx. Mean is equal to sigma fx divided by sigma f. So this will be the formula which we will be using, and we can multiply. So we can write mean value is equal to, first value will be 22.5 multiplied by this frequency which is 2, and we'll put in brackets, plus this second value will be 27.5 multiplied by 6, plus next value will be 32.5 multiplied by 7, and plus 37.5 multiplied by 19, plus 42.5 multiplied by 9, and plus this will be 47.5 multiplied by 7, and this will be divided by sum of frequencies which they are telling us 50, so this will be divided by 50. Now we can to avoid mistakes, what we can do, we can multiply 22.5 multiply by 2 is equal to 45. So we can write 45, plus next will be 27 point. You can calculate in one go also, but I'm just writing this so that we can avoid mistakes. So it's a little lengthier calculation, so it's up to you. If you are confident enough, you can solve directly also, you will get same answer. So 37.5 multiplied by 19 is again decimal value 712.5, plus next value will be 42.5 multiplied by 9 is equal to 382.5, and plus this will be 47.5 multiply by 7. So multiplied by 7 will be equal to 332.5. So we multiplied them individually, and this is divided by this. Now we can write the fraction. The whole fraction is 45 plus 165 plus 227.5 plus 712.5 plus 382.5 plus 332.5. So after typing this, we'll divide this by this, and it will be 373 by 10. 373 by 10, or we can write 37.3, and this will be seconds time 37.3, and this is 4 marks part which we are done. Hopefully you understood each and everything. Now C part is saying a new frequency table is made from the results in the table opposite. So this is basically the ranges, and this is the frequency. So frequency, and this is the table. Complete the table. We have to complete this table. On the grid, draw a histogram. So first part is we need to complete the table. So this will be from 20 to 35. 20 to 35, we'll have to add these three frequencies. So it will be 7 plus 2 will be 9, 9 plus 6 will be 15. So our answer over here will be, this frequency will be 15. Then 35 to 40, 35 to 40 are 19, and 19 we can write over here. Then 40 to 50 will be adding these two frequencies, so it will be 9 plus 7 will be 16. So we will write 16 over here. So table we are done with, which is for 1 mark. We are done with the table. Now on the grid, draw the histogram to show the information in this new table. This side is frequency density and not frequency, so we have to calculate frequency density, and this side is time in seconds. So frequency density, the formula is frequency density is equal to frequency divided by class width. And if we have to calculate basically frequency divided by class width, so this will be for this one, for first one, if we calculate, this will be 35 minus 20 will be 15. So frequency density for this will be 15 divided by 15, which is equal to 1. So frequency density will be 1 for this one, and for the second one it will be 19 divided by class width, and class width is 5. So this will be equal to 19 divided by 5 will be 19 divided by 5 will be 3.8. So this value will be 3.8. And then 16 divided by 5, which will be equal to 16 divided by not 5, 10, because 50 minus 40 will be 10. So it will be 1.6 basically. So we got frequency densities 1, 3.8 and 1.6. So now we have to plot on this one. So from 20 to 35, 35 is this one. So what we will do, we will change the color so that you can understand properly. So up to this one and up to one height, we need to draw the line bar. This will be histogram, and this will be for first class width. And for the second one, we are having 3.8, and the class width is 35 to 40. So 40 is this one. If I change color, so 40 is this one. So up to 40, 3.8, 3.5678 will be up to this point. So I will draw the line, this one and this side also. So we'll close the bar from the top, and if I close it properly from the top, it will be like this, and this will be the histogram bar for the second range. And third is 40 to 50. So 40 to 50 is 1.6. So 1.5, 1.6 will be up to this point, and we can draw the bar like this one. So 1.6 we will draw over here, and this will be basically 1.6 will be up to this one, and this will be the bar. Now all three bars we are drawn with, and this was 3 marks question which we are done. Now we can move to the next question, question number 4. Question number 4 is transformation question. A and B triangles are provided, and they are saying A part, describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. So this is 3 marks question. Triangle A on to B. We can see that B is a reduced one. It's in smaller in size. So we can join, basically we can join these vertices. So middle one I'll be joining with this, and we'll be finding the center of enlargement. This is enlargement, and center of enlargement we will check by joining the respective vertices, and we have drawn all the 3 vertices. This one we have drawn. Hopefully you understood this, and this is basically the center of enlargement, which is what this is. If I write this one, this is 2 and 5. So 2 and 5, 2 and 5 will be center, and we can write this is enlargement, and scale factor is if you check this length, this is 1 2 3 4 units, and this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 units. So it's 8 is changing to 4, so it means 8 will be divided by 4, so half. So 1 by 2 will be the factor, and because this is on the other side of the center, so it will be minus 1 by 2. So scale factor will be minus 1 by 2, and center of enlargement will be 2 and 5. So we can provide our answer over here. This is enlargement by scale factor minus 1 by 2, and center of enlargement will be 2 and 5. This is what, for 3 marks we are done with. Hopefully you understood this. B part, on the grid draw image of a one part triangle A after reflection in the line x is equal to minus 3. So after reflection of basically triangle A we have to reflect, and line we have to draw x is equal to minus 3 line. So x is equal to minus 3 line will be which one? This will be x is equal to minus 3 line, and we have to reflect the triangle. So we can reflect this point on the other side of the line, which will be 1 2. So this not here, 1 2 over here. So this point, and the second point, this one we can reflect on the other side. This point we have reflected on the other side of the line, and this point also we can reflect on the other side of the line, which is 2 4 6 8 and 10 units. 2 4 6 8 and 10 units. So this will be over here. So we got 3 points, and we can even write the coordinates of the 3 points. That will be very nice if you can write the coordinates of the 3 point as well. Like for example, this point will be minus 2 and 6, so we can write minus 2 and 6, and this point will be minus 8 and 3, so minus 8 and 3. Similarly, this will be minus 4 and 3. So these are the coordinates. Now the transformed triangle, basically we have provided reflected basically triangle. This will be the reflected triangle. I'm shading for your understanding, it's not compulsory to shade. So this is basically the triangle which is reflected after reflection of line x is equal to minus 3. Basically x is equal to minus 3, yes. So x is equal to minus 3 line is this one which we have drawn, and you can show arrows also like this. Now the next part is what? Next part says a triangle A after rotation about the origin through 270 degree anti-clockwise. So 270 degree anti-clockwise we have to rotate A. 270 degree anti-clockwise. This is also 2 marks question. So triangle A, about the origin we have to rotate. So if we want to rotate about the origin, so triangle A, if we draw a line like this one, and 270 will be 90. We can basically, if we have to draw the 270 degree line, it will be like this one will be 270. So if we join this one, this will be the 90 degree line, and this is basically 90 degree, and this one is anti-clockwise 270 degree anti-clockwise, which we have done. Now we have to rotate this, and it will be basically uh, this point, which is 3 and minus 2 will be rotated, and it will be 3 and 2, and we will get this point over here, and the point which is basically this one, which is 2 and 3, basically will be shifted to 3 and 2, reflected 3 and minus 2 basically, so it will be over here. And the third point, which is minus 4 and 6, will be going to 6 and 4, so 6 and 4 will be over this point, and we can extend the line. And if I draw properly again this line, so this will be the line which we have drawn over here, this one. Now we can join these points also, so this will be rotated 270 degree rotated triangle anti-clockwise, rotated anti-clockwise. And we can shade also, for your understanding I'm shading, so that you can have a clearer concept that how we have done this. So this is basically 270 degree rotation anti-clockwise, and we basically traced 270 degree, and then we have changed the coordinates and points we traced, and the coordinates also you can mention if you want, and it's not compulsory, but we have shown the triangle. Hopefully you understood this. Now the next part is triangle A, third part, triangle A after translation by the vector -1 and -1 and -5. So -1 and -5 means what? -1 shows this is left, so this will be left, and this will be down. So left and down, we have to move left by 1 unit and down by 5 unit. So this is our A. We will be moving left by 1 unit. So left by 1 unit, for example, I am moving, for example, this point, and if I move left 1 unit and then -5 units, you will have to check the units, because y-axis is having so x also having 2 boxes equal to 1 unit, so 1 over here, and this will be 5 units down, so 1 2 3 4 and 5 units will be over here, so we will reach this one. And the second point will be 1 2 3 4 units, so 1 2 3 and 4 units will reach over here, and this one. And the next point, which if we check this point, 1 unit to the left, so 1 unit left will be reach over here, and 5 units down will be 1 2, 3, 4 and 5 units will be over here. So we will reach over here. Hopefully you understood this, and I'm erasing this. So we got 3 points, and coordinates of this point basically are -5 and 1. -5 and 1, and coordinates of this is -3 and -2, and coordinates of this one are 1 and -2. And now we can join the points vertices basically of the triangle, and we will get the required translated triangle. -1 unit left and 5 units down, and this will be our translated triangle, which is this one. Hopefully you understood each and everything, and this is done. Now we can move to the next part, which is saying C part. C part says M is the matrix that represents the transformation in part B2. B2 is what? B2 is anti-clockwise, rotation anti-clockwise by 270. So find the matrix M. This is 2-mark question, and you have to just write the matrix basically. This is rotation, so rotation anti-clockwise 270, or you can say it will be clockwise 90. So it will be 0, 1 and -1 and 0. You will have to memorize the vectors basically, column vectors for matrices translation. So you can mention over here. This will be basically 2-mark question. Describe fully the single transformation that represents by M inverse, the inverse of M. So that will be what? Rotation 90 degree anti-clockwise about the origin. That will be the inverse of that one. You can write rotation 90 degree, and that will be anti-clockwise about origin. And the matrix also you can mention 0, -1, 1 and 0. That will be the matrix, and this is basically 2 marks part, which we are done with. Now question number 5. Question number 5 is functions question. F of x is given, g of x is also given, and h of x is also provided. We have to find, for a part, work out f of 2. So we will replace x by 2 in f of x. So f of x is equal to 5x minus 2. So f of 2 will be replacing x by 2. So 5 into 2 minus 2. So it will be 10 minus 2, which is equal to 8. So our answer will be 8. This will be 1 mark part. Hopefully you understood this. Now for the second part, hg of 17. Hg of 17. First of all, we will find g of 17, and g of 17 will be what? G of 17 we will check from here. So we will write 7 over 17 minus 3. This will be equal to 7 over 14, which is equal to 1 by 2. Now after getting this 1 by 2, now we can find hg of 17, and we can write this as g of 17. We can shift with its value, which is 1 by 2. So h of 1 by 2, and this will be h of 1 by 2 will replace in h of x. So it will be 2 x square, mean 1 by 2 squared, plus 7 into 1 by 2. And this one we can solve with the help of calculator. 2 into 1 over 2, and this will be taken as square, and then plus 7 multiplied by 1 over 2, and this will be equal to 4. So our answer will be 4 for this one. This will be 2 mark question. Hopefully you understood this. Then B part, solve g of x is equal to x plus 3. So g of x is equal to x plus 3. G of x is given, which is 7 over x minus 3. So we can write here 7 over x minus 3 is equal to x plus 3, and we can cross multiply, so it will be x plus 3 into x minus 3 is equal to 7, and this will be we can multiply, this will be x squared minus 3x plus 3x minus 9 is equal to 7. We have multiplied these two terms. Hopefully you understood this step. Now these two plus 3x and minus 3x will be cancelled, and we get x squared is equal to 7 plus 9, which is equal to 16. So x is equal to plus minus 4. So this will be plus 4 and minus 4. These will be minus 4, sorry, minus 4. These will be the two values for 3 marks which we have done. Now C part, solve h of x is equal to 11. Show all your working and giving your answer correct to 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places answer we have to provide. Now h of x is what? H of x is given over here, which is 2x square minus 7x. So we will write 2x square minus 7x, which is h of x, and it is provided equal to 11. So we'll write equal to 11, and we will solve this. So quadratic equation, we can shift 11 to other side, so it will be minus 11 is equal to 0. And now we can take ABC values. A is equal to 2, B is equal to minus 7, B is equal to minus 7, and C is equal to minus 11. We can apply the quadratic formula. So x will be equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac over 2a. This will be the quadratic formula which we will be applying, and we will be replacing the values. So x is equal to minus b, mean minus into minus 7, plus minus under root of b square, it means minus 7 square, minus 4 into a value is 2 and c value is minus 11, and divided by 2a, and a value is 2, so 2 into 2 will be 4, and we will solve with the help of calculator. So we can use this, minus into minus will be 7, plus we can take first, and then we'll be taking negative value. So minus 7 square will be 49, and minus into minus will be plus 44 into 2 will be 88, so divided by 4. So this will be giving us answer as 4.67, or we can write 4.68. So x1 will be equal to 4.68 when we are taking positive value 4.68, and x2 second value we can write as, when we will be changing this plus with minus, and this will be the value which we can provide, minus 1.18. So this will be minus 1.18. So this will be the value. We can double check. A value is 2, B value is minus 7. Basically we have done mistake in this one. 2x square, we'll check the h of x. H of x is plus 7x, so we'll have to rectify this whole sign. This will be plus, this will be plus, and b value will be plus, so plus 7. So we'll have to take this one as minus b, and if we change the value over here for plus, if we change this one at minus, and this will be equal to 1.18. So plus value will be, I will rewrite these values. So it will be 1.18. So 1.18. The second value will be by changing plus into minus, and this is equal to minus 4.68. Minus 4.68. So we can write minus 4.68. This will be our two values, and this is 5-mark question which we are done. Then they are saying find f inverse of x. F of x, we are provided with f of x, and f of x is equal to 5x minus 2. F of x is provided over here, 5x minus 2 we have taken from the main question. And this one, f of x, we can even write y. So y is equal to, we can write like this. So y is equal to 5x minus 2. Now we have to make x as subject. So we can write 5x is equal to y plus 2, and x is equal to y plus 2 over 5. And now we can swap x and y. So our y will be equal to x plus 2 over 5. This will be our f inverse of x will be equal to x plus 2 over 5. So we can write x plus 2 over 5. This is 2-mark question which we are done. Now they are saying solve g of x, g inverse of x basically is equal to minus 0.5. So g inverse of x, we have to write basically g inverse of x is equal to minus 0.5. So x will be equal to what? G of minus 0.5, and we will replace minus 0.5 in g of x, and g of x is provided over here. G of x is equal to 7 over x minus 3. So 7 over x value will be minus 0.5 and minus 3, and this one will be 7 over minus 0.5 minus 3, and this will be equal to minus 2. This will be our answer which we can provide. This is only 1-mark question, simple question which we are done. Now question number 6. Question number 6 says f of x is provided. F of x is equal to this one. Complete the table of values. Now the easiest way to solve this is type this equation 5 and x will be cubed. So x cubed minus 8x squared. So 8x squared and plus 10, and after typing this one we can calculate, and we can calculate for minus 1.5. so calculate for minus 1.5, and this will be equal to what? This will be equal to C minus 24.875, which is rounded to minus 24.9 up to 1 decimal place. And now we can calculate for minus 1. So we will press the calculate button. So calculate for x is equal to minus 1, and we will get minus 3. So our answer will be minus 3 for minus 1. Now we can calculate for minus 0.5. So calculate for minus 0.5, and this is giving us 7.375. So 7.4, rounded answer 7.4. And next for 1.5, so calculate for 1.5, and this gives us the answer as 8.875, or we can write 8.9. So 8.9 up to 1 dp. And see, this is 3-mark question which we have done easily. Now we have to, for B part, what we have to do, draw the graph of y is equal to f of x. from minus 1.5 to 2, and this is not part of the question. I have inserted this. I will explain in a while. And now we can draw this. First value is minus 1.5 x value and 24.9, minus 1.5 and minus 24.9. So minus 24.9 will be this value which we have indicated, and the second value is minus 1 and minus 3. So minus 1 and minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 will be this indication which we are done. Now the next value is minus 0.5 and 7.4, minus 0.5 and 7.4 we can write over here. So next is what? Next we can take the next value, which is 0 and 10. So 0 and 10 is round number over here, and next value is 0.5 and 8.6. 0.5 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.6 will be around this one. Now next value is 1 and 7. There is one more value, 0.75 and 7.6. So 7.6, 5, basically 5, 6, 7 and 7.6 will be this one, closer to this. And then 1 and 7, 1 and 5, 6 and 7 will be this one. We got the 1 and 7 value also, and the next value will be what? Next value is 1.5 and 8.9. 8.9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.9 will be closer to 9. So we can write, take over here. And the 2 is 18, so 2 will be 15. 18 will be in this point. We got all the points. Now we need to sketch the graph, basically draw the graph. So drawing graph will be, we need to draw the smoother line, and we can draw like this one and passing through this, so we can redraw this one like this, and this one, this piece we can redraw, and this will be like this one. This side we can rectify, and now we will be drawing this. You will have to draw basically smoother curve freehand without ruler, without scale, and this will be over roughly, you can draw over here. So we are drawn with the curve, and now after drawing this one, what will be our next task? Our next task is C part. Use your graph to find an integer value of k, so that f of x is equal to k has exactly one solution. Exactly one solution will be when this value is less than 7. We can indicate basically less than 7 and more than 10. So more than 10 value will be like, if we want to indicate, we can understand that more than 10 is this line. So more than 10 and less than 7. 5, 6 and 7 will be this line. So 7 will be in this line. So above this line we will have one solution, and below this line also we have one solution. So we can write here f of x is equal to k has one solution. Here we have to mention less than 7 any value. Use your graph to find an integer value of k. So integer value we can mention like k is equal to less than 7 can be 5, 6, any value. So I'm just mentioning, like for example 5 over here. I'm just mentioning 5. So for 5 it will be having only one solution. So here for your explanation I'm writing it, this value should be less than 7 and greater than 10. Greater than 10. So this should be the condition which you will have to, and this is 1 mark part only. Three solutions will be what? Three solutions will be in between 7 and 10. So in between 7 and 10 will be which region? Like for example in between 7 and 10, these you will be getting three solutions. It will be intersecting the curve at 1, 2 and 3 places. So in between 7 and 10 we can mention, I'm removing the shading part because this is not required. So we can write, three solutions, k value we can write, like for example I will be writing 8, but it can, possible answers can be 7, 8, 9, any one of them. So this is also 1 mark part which we are done with. Hopefully you are understanding. Now D part, the drawing, by drawing a suitable straight line on the graph, solve the equation. This equation we need to solve, and y is equal to, we can write this y is equal to 15x plus 2. So we have to draw this straight line from for this range. So y-intercept, this is our y-intercept, which is 2, and the gradient is equal to 15. So gradient should be 15 and it should pass through point which is 2. So passing through point 2, we will be indicating 1 and 2. So this, our straight line is passing through this point and gradient is 15. 15 will be 1 and 15. We can take m value will be equal to, m value is equal to 15. It means 1 unit, 15 unit rise. This is rise over run, rise over run. So 15 unit rise and 1 unit run. So 1 and 15 will be this point, this point. So I'm removing this arrow which is for your explanation I've drawn, and now we got this point and this point, these 2 points, and we have to join these 2 points to draw the straight line which is basically required. So I have drawn this straight line like this, and you have to draw this for the whole graph as they are requiring for. So you have to start from here and draw up to the end of this one, like over here we need to draw up to this point. Now basically this line we need to remove. Okay, so this is done. Now what we can do, we need to this line is drawn which was answer for this part, and basically they are requiring for these two x values. What are these two x values that we can check from the from the graph, and these two x values will be, first value is this interception, which is 0.5. You can see this is 0.5, this point 0.5, and the second value is we can draw the reference over here, and this reference will be at this location 1.123, and it's basically 1.4, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So this is basically 1 minus 1.3. So this will be our minus 1.3. So we need to basically, if we check the curving of this graph, if we redraw this line will be curving like a little over here, this location, and we can redraw this line also, and it will be closer to this value. So if we check the reference, this will be like 1.35, you can say 1.35 basically. So minus 1.35. So we can write answer over here as minus 1.35, and the second answer we can write 0.5, which we checked from here, which is 0.5 and minus 1.35. These will be the two solutions. Then they are saying, for E part, draw a tangent to the graph y is equal to f of x at the point where x is equal to 1.5. So we have to draw a tangent to the graph at x is equal to 1.5, and 1.5, use your tangent to estimate the gradient of this at 1.5. So first we have to draw the tangent, and then we have to draw the gradient basically at 1.5. So if we draw the line basically at like tangent at 1.5, this will be the tangent, and we draw the tangent, it will be like over here. So if I rectify properly, if I rectify this, so this will be touching the line at 1.5, and this will be the gradient. And to find, this is basically the tangent which we had drawn. Now we can find the gradient. For that one we need to find the what do you call the slope of this graph, and that for that one we can draw the triangle, and triangle will be like, from here we can take the point, so it will be 10, and we can draw the triangle, like for example we can take this triangle, and this side will be rise, which is 10, and this will be 11, 12, and 12.5. So 12.5 will be rise, and run will be uh, 1.5. So 1.5 will be run, So m value will be equal to 12.5 divided by 1.5, and 12.5 divided by 12.5 divided by 1.5 is equal to 8.33. So gradient will be 8.33. We can mention over here. So 8. Maybe you will get a little different, but answer to these type of questions is always a range. So 8.33 or 8.3 we can mention. So closer to 8 value will be correct. To better understand graph questions, I recommend you should use softwares for plotting graph and transformation. There are so many softwares available on the net, and I'll show you. But before showing, I just wanted to tell you that these type of softwares are not available in exam and you are not allowed to use. This is for your practice, and at home you can practice these type of graphs for your better understanding. I'll switch to the software. As I mentioned, there are so many softwares available. So I'm using this one. You can use any other. So we can just type this given equation: y is equal to 5x cube minus 8x square plus 10. If we plot this graph, and I have set this x-axis and y-axis according to the given graph. So this is from minus 1.5 to 2 x-axis side, and from 20 to minus 20 or 25 you can even move it up and see. This is basically the same graph which we have plotted, and the straight line, these are basically the points of intersection. If you check, this is y-intercept, which is at 0 and 10, and this is x-intercept, and these are basically the points of intersection. This is the minimum point, which is 1 and 6. So if we plot the straight line which we are supposed to plot, and this will be the straight line, and it will be in, this is y is equal to 15x plus 2, and if we check the points of intersection, the intersection of two curves, this is 0.45 and 8.8 is y value. And similarly we can check the other point of intersection, which is this one, and these are exactly same points which we have mentioned on our graph, and these are basically x and y intercepts of the straight line. And the gradient which we have to plot is at point 1.4 1.5 over here, that we will check on the question paper. So this is basically the software which we can use for our better understanding. So I'll go back to the question. And this is basically the graph which I have copied from there, and if I bring this graph forward, so this will be, so this is the graph, and this is point of intersection of the two curves, and this is point of intersection of two curves. These are exactly the same values which we have checked, and we have written also. Now for the what do you call, tangent at this point, we can draw a tangent at 1.5 over here, and that will be like this one touching the point at 1.5. And the gradient of this graph we have already done over here. This is this one, m is equal to 15. Basically this is the straight line which we have drawn, and the gradient is this one. At x is equal to 1.5, gradient is 8.3, which we have calculated for this one. So m of this line will be, m is equal to 8.3, or roughly closer to 8 will be the value. And this is how you can understand this graph. Is basically, I have inserted this graph for your better understanding, and it's not compulsory. I thought it's better to explain this question, the addition of this one. Now we can move to the question number 7. Question number 7's diagram is provided for this question number 7, and diagram is not to scale. The diagram shows a water tank in the shape of a cuboid measuring 120 centimeter by 55 centimeter and 75 centimeter. The tank is filled completely with water. Show that the capacity of the tank is 495 liters. So we have to multiply everything like length, width and height. So 120 multiply by 55 multiply by 75, and this will be equal to how much? This will be 120 multiply by 55 multiply by 75 is equal to 495,000, and this will be centimeter cube, and this will be divided by, so 495,000 divided by 1000, and this will be equal to 495 liters. This will be our final answer, and this will be for 2 marks. Now B part, the water. B1, the water from the tank flows into an empty cylinder at a uniform rate of 750 milliliters per second. Calculate the length of the time in minutes for the water to be completely emptied from the tank. So basically the volume, this is in milliliters per second, milliliters per second. So in form of milliliters we have this one, 495,000. This will be divided by 750 milliliters, and this will be 1 centimeter cube is equal to 1 milliliter. So no need to change centimeter cubes. Basically this is 3 zeros. So this will be equal to what? This will be, this calculation will be divided by 750, and this is equal to 660 seconds. 660 seconds, and this will be, they are asking for minute, so divide this by 60, divide by 60 will be equal to 11 minutes, right? So this will be 660 divided by 60 will be equal to 11 minutes, and this will be our final answer, and this will be 2 marks question. Now second part, when the tank is completely empty, the height of water in the cylinder is 112 centimeter. Diagram is not to scale. 112 centimeter. Calculate the radius of the cylinder. Now they have provided us the basically volume we have already calculated, which is 495,000. This is a centimeter cube. This is the volume. So volume of a cylinder, we know volume of cylinder is equal to pi r squared and multiply by h, and h in this case is what? So we can replace values. So 495,000 is equal to pi into r squared into h is 112 centimeters, and now we can find the value of r squared will be equal to 495,000 and divided by 112 pi, and this implies we can take r as under root of what? 495,000 and divided by 112 pi, and this will be equal to square root of 495,000, and this will be 112 pi, and 112 pi will be this one, 37.5075. So 37.51, 37.51 centimeters. This will be the radius of the cylinder. So r value will be equal to this one, 37.51 centimeters. This is 3 mark question which we are done. Hopefully you understood this. Now C part. C part says, again the diagram is not to scale. A rod of length 145 centimeters placed inside the water tank. One end of the rod is in the bottom corner of the tank as shown, and the other end of the rod is x centimeter below the top corner of the tank as shown. Calculate the value of x. So value of x will be what? Value of x we need to calculate. Value of x is basically this height is required. So we can consider the triangle first of all. Which triangle we will be considering, that we can indicate, and that triangle we will be joining for the base. We will be joining this with this one. I'll redraw basically accurately. I'll try to redraw it. Okay, now this is better, and now we can understand the triangle which we are considering is this one. So this is the triangle which we are considering, and this will be, I'm sharing for your better understanding. Hopefully you are understanding each and everything. And don't forget to subscribe the channel if you like the video and want these type of videos in future also. So this one I've shaded this triangle. Now we'll be considering this triangle. We can name the sides. This is A, this is basically B, this is C, and this one we can name it as D. So we will be referring to this one. So AC square, will be applying Pythagoras theorem first. We need to find AC side, so we can use this side and this side to calculate AC. So we can write AC squared is equal to 120 squared plus 55 squared, and we can write AC will be equal to under root of 120 squared plus 55 squared, and this will be equal to how much? This will be basically square root of 120 squared plus 55 squared, and this is equal to 5 under root of 697, under root of 697. So this is what we got. Now we need to find basically calculate the value of x. Okay, so now we can find AD also. We can find AD, basically we already have AD, so DC we can find. So to calculate DC, we can apply Pythagoras theorem on triangle ADC. So first we have applied, we can write here in triangle, first triangle we have considered ABC, so ABC, this one. Now we will consider in triangle ACD, and we will apply Pythagoras theorem, and we can write AD squared is equal to AC squared plus CD squared, and CD is what? CD we need to calculate. So this will be AD is 145, so 145 squared is equal to AC, which we have calculated is 5 under root 697, and this will be squared plus CD squared. Now we can calculate CD. So CD will be equal to under root of 145 squared minus, this will be 5 under root of 697 and squared, and this value will be equal to we can take square root of 145 squared minus in brackets 5 under root of 697, and this will be squared, and this is equal to 60. So we got CD value as 60. This is 60, so total is 75. So x value will be equal to 75 minus 60, which is equal to 15, and this will be in centimeters. So 15 centimeters centimeters you will have to mention, and this will be 4 marks question which we are done. Now they are saying calculate D part, calculate the angle that the rod makes with the base of the tank. Now which angle is required? Basically this angle is required with the base. So we have opposite is 60, and we can use basically hypotenuse, which is AD, which is 145. So angle will be sine theta, so we can take this as theta. So sine theta will be equal to, we will write sine theta is equal to 60 over, or we can mention DC over AD or CD over AD, CD over AD, and this is equal to 60 over 145. So theta will be equal to sine inverse of 60 over 145, and we can solve this. Your calculator should be in degree mode, so shift sine of 60 over 145, and this will be equal to 24.44, 24.44 degrees, and we can write here 24.44. This will be in degrees, and this is 3 marks question which we are done. Hopefully you understood this. Now this is question number 8. Question number 8 is bearing question. Diagram is not to scale, and they have provided this detail. A ship sails from port P to port Q. This is port P, this is port Q. Q is 74 kilometers from P on a bearing of 142. 142 they have not indicated. We will indicate this is 142, so we can mention here 142 degrees. Then a lighthouse L is 58 kilometer. 58 kilometer they have mentioned over here, 58 kilometer from P on a bearing of 110. So bearing of 110 also they have not mentioned. We can understand this will be bearing of 110 degrees. So this is also data we have incorporated. Now A part, show that the distance LQ is this distance which we need to show. This is LQ distance which we need to show is equal to 39.5 kilometers. LQ is equal to 39.5 kilometers, correct to 1 decimal place. This is basically our task to show that this is 39. So what we can do, we can calculate this angle. Which angle? This angle, basically this angle we can calculate, which is 142 minus 110. So or this angle will be 142 minus 110 degrees, and this will be equal to 32 degrees. So we got this angle as 32 degrees, and I have explained you how we got this 130. Basically we can write here angle P. So angle P is equal to 142 degrees minus 110 degrees. This is equal to 32 degrees. Now we have angle, this angle, and we have two included sides, this one, basically two sides and their included angle, that is required for cosine rule. So we will apply QL is equal to, now we are applying cosine rule. To apply cosine rule, we know QL square is equal to one side square, which is 74. So 74 squared plus the other side, which is 58. So 58 squared minus 2 into 74 into 58 into cos of 32, which is angle cos of 32 degrees, and QL will be equal to under root of this whole thing, 74 squared plus 58 squared minus 2 into 74 into 58 into cos of 32 degrees, and this will be our answer, which we can write. This is 5-mark question, very easy, and just you will have to apply cosine rule after finding the angle. So plus 58 squared minus 2 into 74 into 58 into cosine of 32 degrees, and this is giving us 39.50 or 39.5 up to 1 decimal place. This is basically in kilometers. This is done. 5-mark question. So this is clear, which we have shown. So B part says use the sine rule to calculate the angle PQL. Now what is PQL? Okay, so this angle is basically PQL. PQL is this angle, and sine rule we have to use. So opposite of this angle we can use this side, and what else we can use? So this side QL we have just calculated, which is 39.5, so we can write here 39.5 kilometers. So we have this side, so we can use opposite angle also. So these two we will be using. So sine of we can write 58 over sine theta. So this will be our theta. So 58 over sine theta will be equal to 39.5 over sine of 32. So we can write equation over here, which is 58 over sine theta is equal to 39.5 over sine of 32 degrees. So this implies we can shift sine theta to other side. So sine theta is equal to 58 sine of 32 divided by 39.5, and we can write theta will be equal to sine inverse of 58 sine of 32 degrees and divided by 39.5, and we can use calculator for that one. So it will be shift sine of fraction, this one. So 58 sine of 32 and divided by 39.5, and bracket will be closed, and this is equal to 51.087, or we can write 51.09, and this is basically to 1 decimal place is only a part, so we can write this one 51.09 degrees basically, and this will be 3 marks question, which we are done. Hopefully you understood this. Now this is find the bearing of P from Q. Bearing of P, find the bearing of P from Q. So bearing of P from Q will be this angle, which is required. P from Q will be this whole angle, which is basically required. So 51 point, this angle we calculated 51.09, and the remaining angle will be 360 minus 51.09, and this one we can calculate basically 51.9 is the complete angle. So we need to understand, we can calculate basically this third angle. First of all, we can calculate this third angle, which is we can write this angle will be 180 minus 30 182 plus 51.09, and this will be equal to 180 minus in brackets 32 plus 51.09 and bracket close, and this will be equal to 96.91. 96.91 is this angle. So we can check this angle will be 96.91. So we can write here 96.91. Basically this will be angle. Now we can extend north like this one. We can extend this line, and this angle is 110. So this angle will also be 110 degrees, because this is north direction, which is parallel to the north, and this is the straight line PL, which is intersecting both norths. So this angle will also be 110. So remaining angle on the straight line will be 70. So this angle will be 70 degrees. Now we can consider this angle. This much angle will be how much? This angle, if I calculate over here, this will be 180 minus the other two angles of the triangle, which are 70 plus 96.9, and this will be equal to 180 minus in brackets 70 plus 96.9 bracket close, and this is equal to 13.1. So this angle is 13.1. So we got this angle as 13.1. Now we can find basically the bearing. Bearing will be starting from this point up to this one. So remaining angle we can check. Out of 51.9, remaining angle will be which one? This will be the remaining angle. So 51.9 minus 13.1. So we can calculate 51.09 minus answer will be equal to 37.99. So we can basically recalculate the everything, like for example 180 minus 30 minus 70, 180 minus 70 and plus 96 point, it's 91. So we'll have to mention here 1 also, 96.1, and this will be equal to 13.09. basically this is 13 point, we can rewrite it as 13.09 degrees. So remaining angle will be 51.09 minus 13.09 degrees, and this will be equal to 51.09 minus answer is equal to 38. So this remaining angle, which is shaded in this green color, is basically 38 degrees. Now the bearing will be 360 minus 38 degrees, and we can mention over here which will be 360 degrees minus 38 degrees, and this will be equal to 360 minus answer is equal to 322 degrees. 322 degrees will be our answer, and this is 2 marks. The working whole explanation I have provided over here with the drawing, this one and this calculation also. So the whole calculation part I have shown with the drawing so that you can understand, and I've changed the colors also so that you can understand it properly. Now the next part, which is second part, says L from Q. Now L from Q, L is this one. L from Q will be only this much bearing. So this bearing is how much? We have basically calculated this already, which is 13.09. This calculation we have already provided. So we can write this as 13.09 as our answer. And basically, if you want, you can copy the same information. This one, 180 minus 70. You can provide here 180 minus 70 plus 96 point 96 point something, 96.91. So 96.91, and these are all degrees, and this is equal to 13.09 degrees and 13.09 degrees. This will be 1 mark question, which we are done. Now D part says the ship takes 2 hours and 15 minutes to sail the 74 kilometers. So this much is the distance covered from P to Q. Calculate the average speed in knots and nautical miles. So this will be 1 knot is equal to 1.85 kilometers per hour. So we can calculate 74 hours, 74 basically kilometers. 74 kilometers will be divided by the time taken, which is 2 hours and 15 minutes. So 2 hours and 15 minutes, and this will be multiplied by the nautical mile speed, so 1.85, and this will be how much we can calculate. This will be fraction 74 over, this will be 2 hours and 15 minutes, and this will be multiplied by 1.85, and this is equal to 17.77 recurring. 17.77, this is recurring, so we can approximately write as 17.8. so 17.8 knots will be our answer. This is for 3 marks. And again, the time you can convert into decimal also. If you want to provide another step, you can write 2 hours and 15 minutes is equal to, and this decimal value you can write 2.25. So you can provide this additional step like this. Over time you can mention as 2.25 and multiply it with 1.85, and this step will also be resulting to the same answer. So you can provide this additionally if you want, because this is 3 marks question, so better to add this also. Now calculate the shortest distance from the lighthouse to the path of the ship. So what is the shortest distance you need to figure out from the drawing? And the shortest distance will be the perpendicular distance basically. And the perpendicular distance, if we draw and consider this as 90 degree, I will draw a thicker line so that you can understand this properly. So this is like 90 degree, and now this is right angle triangle, and we can take this point as R. So PLR in triangle PLR, uh, RL we need to find, which is the shortest distance. So RL will be opposite over hypotenuse will be PL, and angle will be 32. So we can write RL over PL will be equal to sine of 32. So in triangle PLR, we can mention over here in triangle PLR. So we can write sine theta is equal to, we can mention RL over PL is equal to sine of 32 degrees, and RL will be equal to, PL is 58, so we can write 58 sine of 32 degrees, and this will be equal to 58 sine of 32 degrees, and this will be equal to 30.735, 30.735, or Up to 2 decimal place we can provide 30.74. So 30.74 kilometers will be the answer, which is for 3 marks. Hopefully you understood this. Now question number 9. Question number 9 is sequence question. So they have provided the diagram, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, and the diagram shows layers of white and gray cubes. Khadija places these layers on top of each other to make a tower. A part, complete the table for towers with 5 to 6 layers. So we have to basically complete the table. How we can complete this table? So for this one we need to write, I'll change the color. So total number of white cubes. So one is containing, like for example, 1 and 6 will be difference of 5, then difference of 9, and then there will be difference of 13 basically. So we can figure out 0, 1, 6, basically this is 0, then 1, then 6, then 15. So this difference is basically 1, then this is 5, difference is of 5, and this difference is of 9, and then difference will be of 13. So layer 1 is containing 0 white, so 1 white, then 5 white. They are asking for white cubes, right? So total will be what? 5 plus 5 plus so 1 is containing total number of white cubes will be 1, then 6, then 15. So next will be adding 13 will be resulting to 28. So we can write here 28, and then adding basically after 13 basically this is 4, then 4, then 4. Second order difference is same. So next adding 4 will be adding 17. So 28 plus 17 will be what? 28 plus 17 will be, we can check with the calculator, 28 plus 17 is basically 45. So this will be 45. We can mention here 45. So this is basically by square numbers, by quadratic, not square numbers, by second order difference we can figure out. You can see this second order difference is same. Now for total number of gray cubes, this is 1, then 5, and 9, 13, basically total number of gray cubes. So if we check the difference between these will be 4. So difference between these two is 4. This is 4. So each is having 4 difference. So this will be 17, and 17 plus 4 will be 21, and then total number of cubes. Total number of cubes will be adding basically adding these two resulting to 15, adding these two is resulting to 28. Now we can add 28 plus 17 will be what? This will be, we can check, 28 plus 70 is 45, we just calculated, and 45 plus 21 will be 66. So we can write here 66. So now find in terms of table we have done, and this was 4 mark table. Find in terms of n the total number of gray cubes in a tower with n layers. Basically we need to find the nth term of the total number of gray cubes. Basically we require nth term for this one. For if this is, for example, A, if we take this one as A, this one as B, so we need to find for the B. and this will be a value. We can write the sequence basically over here. If I just wanted to explain basically, so I will write here 1 5 9 13 17 21. So a value is equal to what? A value is equal to 1, and d value difference is 4. You can see the difference is 4, so d value is 4. And we can write the formula. We can write a plus n minus 1 into d, and a is what? A is 1 plus n minus 1 into 4. So this will be 4n. So 4n minus 4 plus 1. So net answer will be 4n minus 3. So our answer will be 4n minus 3. Hopefully I'm able to explain everything. So this is 2 marks part we have done for B. This is 4n minus 3. Now they are saying for second part, find the total number of gray cubes in a tower with 60 layers. So it is having 60 layers. So we will use our formula which we have just found, which is 4n minus 3. So 4 into 60 minus 3, this will be resulting to 4 into 60 minus 3 is equal to 237. So 237 will be answer. This is one more part which we have done. Then third part, Khadija has plenty of white cubes but only 200 gray cubes. How many layers are there in the highest tower that she can build? So 4n minus 3, which we found, we can equalize to 200, because it is she is having 200 gray cubes. So 4n is equal to 200 minus 3, which is equal to 197. So n is equal to 197 over 4, which will be, no, basically we did mistake. This is plus 3 and this will be 203. So 203 divided by 4 will be how much? 203 divided by 4 will be equal to 203 divided by 4 is 50.75. 50.75. So now they are saying highest tower that she can build, layer, how many layers? So 51st layer is not complete, it is decimal, so we'll say 50 will be our rounded. Complete layers will be 50. So this is 2 mark question which we have done. Hopefully you understood this. Now C part says the expression for the total number of white cubes in a tower with n layers is this one. This expression, find the value of P and the value of Q. Value of Q, show all your working also. So we need to find basically total number of white cubes. Total number of white cubes will be which one? Total number of white cubes is this basically. So for this sequence we need to find. We have done basically this working, so the same working we can do 0 1 6 15. So I will copy here 0 1 6 15, and then 28 and 45. So 28 and 45, we can write the difference which we wrote previously. Similarly, this will be 1, this will be 5, this will be 9, this will be 28 minus 13, so this will be 17, and the difference between these is 4. Second order difference is 4. This is what we have done, and now we know for second order difference, because second order difference is same, so this is quadratic sequence. So what I will do, I will shrink the size so that we can have more space for working. Okay, so now what we can do, we can take this this second order difference will be equal to 2a, first order difference will be equal to 3a plus b, and the first difference is basically a plus b plus c, which is 0. I need to check. Yes, this is 0. So these are the equations which we will be solving. So 2a is equal to 4. This implies a is equal to 2. So a is equal to 2 is our value. And if we solve the second equation, which is 3a plus b is equal to 1. So a value which we found over here we will replace, and this will be 3 into 2 will be 6. So 6 plus b is equal to 1. So b is equal to minus 5, and b is equal to minus 5 will be our this second value. And the third value which we can solve, a plus b plus c is equal to 0, and a is 2 and b is minus 5 plus c is equal to 0. So minus 3 plus c is equal to 0. This implies c is equal to 3. So c is equal to 3 will be third value. Now we can write the equation which will be in this format, p q. So p will be basically our a is p. So p will be equal to 2. What we can do, we can write this in this format. So this will be 2n squared a squared plus b squared. So minus 5n and plus 3. So p is equal to 2 and q is equal to minus 5. So these will be basically the two values which we will be mentioning over here. P will be equal to 2 and this will be minus 5, and this was 5 marks question which we are done. Hopefully you understood this. Now D part says find an expression in terms of n for the total number of cubes in a tower with n layers. Give your answer in simplest form. So if you check how we are getting this total number of cubes we are getting when we add a plus b, when we are adding we are getting this. So for a we got the formula for a, which is basically, if I copy over here, which is 2n square minus 5n plus 3. So these are two formulas for a and b, and these two formulas we will add to get the third one. So the required one we can write here 4n minus 3, and the second formula which we will add is 2n square minus 5n, which we just found, and plus 3. And if we add this, open the bracket, so this will be basically 4n minus 3 plus 2n square minus 5n plus 3. So we can write 2n square and minus n, and minus 3 and plus 3 will be cancelled, and this will be our answer, which is 2n square minus n. This will be for 2 marks. We are done with this question. Now this is question number 10. Question number 10. Canyon plays a board game. 2 cube dice each have faces numbered 1 to 6. In the game, a throw is rolling the two fair 6-sided dice and then adding the numbers on their top faces. This total is the number of spaces to move on the board. For example, if the numbers are 4 and 3, he moves 7 spaces. A part. Giving each of your answers as a fraction in its simplest form, find the probability that he moves number 1 I part 2 spaces with his next throw. So 2 spaces will be it means 1 on each dice, so it will be 1 over 6, and for the second dice also 1 over 6. So it will be 1 over 36. This will be 2 spaces and answer will be 1 by 36. This is 2 marks question which we are done. Now the next thing which is required is second part, 10 spaces with his next row. So what are the options for 10 spaces? Options for the 10 spaces will be 4 on one dice and 6 on the second dice, and 6 on first dice and 4 on the second dice, and 5 and 5. Only these three options are available, so we will be taking only these three options. And for these three options we are having like 3 multiply by 1 by 6 into 1 by 6. So for each it will be 1 by 6. So we will be multiplying this. This will be what? This will be 3 over 36, which we can write as 1 over 12 as simplified fraction. So it will be 1 over 12. And this is for 3 marks. Hopefully you understood this. Now for the B part, they are saying what is the most likely number of spaces that Kenyan will move with his next throw? Explain your answer. So what are the maximum chances for which throw it will be maximum chances? So it can be 1 and 6, it can be 6 and 1, and 2 and 5, and 5 and 2 basically, and 3 and 4, and 4 and 3. So these are basically for 7. If you check these for 7, this will be the maximum options available. So our answer will be 7 spaces, and most combinations for 7 raised to the power n. So 7 basically. Most spaces, most combinations, you can say combinations for 7. So for 7 this will be more spaces. So I have given you the detail also for 7 spaces. Hopefully you understood this, and this was 2 mark question which we have done. Now this is the C part, last, I think so, it's last part, and it's a little tricky also. And C part says they have provided this diagram also. To win the game he must move exactly to the 100th space. So win is at the 100th space, exactly at 100th space. This is also important. Then Kenyan is on the 97th, so he's at 97. If his next throw takes him to 99, he has to move back to 96, go back 3 spaces. So if he will be reaching at 99, so he has to go back to like 3 spaces, so 96 he'll be going back. If his next throw takes him over 100, he stays at 97. So if he will be jumping more than 100, so he will not be going beyond 100, so he'll be remaining at 97 without any movement. So what we have to do, we have to find the probability that he reaches 100 in either of his next 2 throws. So 2 throws we can take. So one throw will be like he can take from 97 to 100. He can like switch. If I remove this arrow for your explanation, so from 97 to 100 he can reach in 2 ways. One will be if he'll be getting 1 on one dice and 2 on second dice, so he will get total will be 3, and the second will be 2 on first dice and 1 on the second. So these are basically the 2 ways in which he can reach exactly directly from 97 to 100. So this option will be having 2 by 36 probability. So we will take 2 by 36 probability into account, and we will write here 2 over 36, and this probability I have explained you how we will be writing this. In this one, other options we will be adding. What will be other option? The other option is that he can have, like, if I change color, so it can be 1 1 and 3, 1 and 3. This is like the probability which will be going beyond 100. So it can be 1 3 and 3 1 and 2 and 2. So this will be giving 4, giving 4. So we will subtract this, and this will be, we can write, this will be 3 options out of 36. So we'll subtract, we will write 1 minus 3 out of 36, and this will be multiplied by the other option, which is basically 1 1 will be one option, and the second one will be other option. So these two probability will be, if he will be getting 1 1 and 1 1, in that case also he will be going back to 96. So it will be multiplied by 2 over 36, and this will be another case which we have included. So this probability is also included. Now the third option is like when we are having this one, we will be getting two spaces. Two spaces will be 1 by 6 and 1 by 6, which is 1 by 36, and the second will be 10 spaces with his next throw. So these two probabilities we will take into account, and we will add over here, we will multiply these two. So it will be 1 over 36 multiplied by 3 over 36, and this will be including all the probabilities possible. So we will be adding this with the help of calculator, and this will be 2 divided by 36, and plus next will be bracket, one more time bracket, and 1 minus 3 over 36, and bracket will be closed and multiplied by 2 divided by 36, and bracket will be closed, and plus this will be bracket again, 1 over 36 and multiplied by 3 divided by 36, and this will be giving you the answer as 47 over 432. 47 over 432. This will be the probability, and the final answer we can provide over here, which will be this one. Hopefully you understood each and everything. This was 5-mark question. So we are done with the paper, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. Also introduce this channel to your respected teachers and recommend this channel to your friends and class fellows. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye.